more fun and excitement. And today I'm super excited because I am going to be playing a little bit more with this beautiful chocolate palette from my last video. I sort of a gold look, like an eyeliner, and I really like this palette, so I figured why not continue on and do another look with this palette. Just because the last one was so simple, I figured why not do a cool, glammed out look today with more of that beautiful gold. And then I noticed a couple other colors in this palette that I really like, so I said what the heck, we'll continue on and use the same palette and see what other other looks we can come up with today. So let's get started. I already moisturized, or I should say my very first step is always going to be my exfoliator. So I mentioned in a few of I think a few videos back, that I was trying to use up the rest of my e.l.f. exfoliator, and then I was gonna dive right into this BioEssence exfoliator. This is the Squalene Plus BHA Pore Minimizing Toner. So I already have that on, and then I also went ahead and moisturized my face. Next step that I did off camera was prime my face. So I primed my face with my Milk Hydro primer. This is one of my most favorite primers in the whole wide world. We're gonna go in with the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. This palette has been out for quite some time already. It's not a new palette, everyone knows that. But I haven't really been playing with it a whole lot because I have so many palettes that it's hard to kind of have time to try every single one of them and really test them to see if they have good pigment, if the formula is good, if they blend well, and so on and so forth. So lately I've been sticking to a palette, and I've been trying to like do different looks with it to see how each and every eyeshadow perform, because you might have a color in the palette that works beautifully. It might blend very well. It might be really pigmented, but then you have another color in that same palette that doesn't perform as well. That happens very often because every color is going to be, they might have different formulas. So one thing to keep in mind, just because one color works in the palette doesn't necessarily mean that the rest of the colors are going to perform as well as that one. So another thing to keep in mind. We're going to go ahead and put some of this eye insurance on, and we're just going to use this Morphe M224 brush. It's a flat brush, and we're just going to go right in and put some over the eyelids. So you only need to go in with a little. I always say a little goes a long way with any product that you use. I mean, there's no really, it's not necessary to go in with a lot of product because you don't want it to cake up. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger, and then I'm just going to go in with that brush and just put a little bit on it, and then just start to cover the entire lid, including the top of the lid over by the eyebrow area. We are going to go in with a sort of tan natural all over the lid color to set the eyelids, and we're going to go in with the Rollin' in the Dough, which is this color right here. This is almost a translucent color, so it's very similar to the color, or I guess the shade of my skin on my eyelids. So I'm just gonna, I always do this, I always set it with a color like this, and we're just gonna go in and set the entire eye. Okay, so now that I have both eyes completely set with that Rollin' in the Dough shade, we're gonna go ahead and darker shade all over the top of the lids, which I selected. It's called So Bougie. So it would be this color right here. It is a little bit darker than this one here. And these colors I noticed aren't as pigmented on the eyes as they look in the pan. I know some eyeshadows, you know, they're a little deceiving when you look at them in the pan, and then versus when you put them on your eyes, they do tend to look different. So with these colors, they are a little bit darker in the pan than they actually look on the eyes. Really blending that color in and bringing it up as high as I can. And even though it looks like I'm going in with a lot of product, I'm really not, just because this eyeshadow is actually a very, very natural shade. It's very light, not a whole lot of pigment, but that is perfect. That is looking good. Now we are ready to go in with another color, which I think we are gonna go right in with the beautiful pinky color. This one right here really stood out to me. This one is called New Money. Probably go in with the entire lid with this color, and I'm gonna bring it up a little bit higher. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this brush right here. It is a nice eyeshadow, medium-sized brush for the eyes. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that pink color, and then I'm gonna bring it up to a little tighter, closer to the crease line, and sort of blend it all. You can sort of see the pink. It really does look like the color in the pan. I'm surprised, because a lot of times like I said, they change color once you put it on the eyes. But so far, I'm really liking this color. So now that we have that really pretty pink peeking through, we're gonna go ahead and do the all over the lid color with, or I shouldn't say all over, just like maybe a quarter of the lid. We're gonna go in with this beautiful gold. It's called Chocolate Gold. That gold alone is really performing. It's very pigmented on its own. You really don't need to wet it or use another eyeshadow to go over it if you don't want to. I'm gonna go ahead and do the smoke it out with that purple Live in Lavish. This purple right here caught my eye. Like a purple and a gold and a pink would really go together, but that's part of doing makeup, is just playing with different colors to see what works. All of that excess shadow that fell under the eyes and everywhere else. And I'm not gonna wipe it this time because I do have my primer set, so I don't want to wipe that off. But as you can see, some of that glitter fell under the eyes, which is okay because I'm gonna cover it up anyway with my foundation. So I'm just kind of gonna sweep everything off like so. We're gonna put on this JLo Beauty bronzing, it's called Cerlinger Bronze Diffuse. So I guess it's a bronzer, but you can put it anywhere on the face, on the body. And I just thought maybe I'll put this on the face today. I'll try it under my foundation. So we're gonna use a sponge actually for this one. So we're gonna go ahead and put maybe 2 pumps like this. It's such a beautiful color. It's like a gold bronzing color. little bit darker, but that's okay because I'm gonna go, whoa, very dark. But I'm gonna go in with my foundation anyway. That's gonna brighten everything out. So everything's gonna balance out at the end. Just, just be patient in the beginning because it looks a little dirty, whoa, I'm sparkling today. I don't mind now. I really like this. Today for a foundation, we're gonna go ahead and go in with this Sassy and Chic. It's a moisturizing foundation. It claims to be medium coverage. So this one is a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone, but I feel like with that JLo diffuser or the bronzer, I think it'll balance all out at the end. And as you can tell, it did not cover all of my scarring, which is perfectly fine because I normally don't use my foundation to cover all of that. I usually use my concealer to do that. So I just use my foundation as a nice base to begin with, and then I really heavily rely on my concealer to sort of do the heavy lifting and cover, because after all, that's what a concealer is, right? It conceals. So I only go in with this amount. I normally don't need to build it up because, again, I know my concealer is going to do all of that for me. Now that we have the base down, we are going to go ahead and go in with my e.l.f. Camel Concealer. This is This is one of my favorite concealers of all time. Like, I cannot say enough how much I love this stuff. It is one of my favorites. It's also, my favorites are the NARS Radiant Concealer and this e.l.f. one. I'm really digging those two concealers because they do a lot of coverage. So they do cover, not only do they brighten, but they color the dark circles under the eyes and any other skin imperfections that you may have. So a little bit of this goes a long way. So I usually just do a tiny bit because this is a thick consistency. So that amount, I know some people really slap it on, but I'm like, this stuff is pretty strong. Like a little bit goes a long way. I didn't go in with a whole lot of this because it is so thick and it dries really fast, so you do have to work with it pretty quickly. And so nicely. There's no patchiness, nothing like that. Now we're gonna do the under eyes. I also go in with a little bit of this under the eyes, not a whole lot. Amount will do, trust me. This is a newer sponge that I'm using. I just picked it up from Target the other day and it is so nice, but it is pretty darn thick and big, so it's kind of hard to get in those little areas. So, but it is nice and soft. Job at cleaning up the under eye so that it's not so messy under there. So now that we have the under eye and the T-zone area highlighted, we're gonna go ahead and set everything here. So we're gonna set it with the Cover FX loose powder. This is one of my favorite powders of all time for a number of because it is very fine. It does a great job at covering everything. you can layer it on top of more and more layers, and it layers perfectly. It doesn't look patchy. I mean, this is the perfect setting powder. I'm telling you, it is a good one. It is very beautiful on the skin. I mean, I can't say enough. It's just a very nice powder. It's not dewy or matte. It's just perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the under eye right away because of course I have wrinkles and I hate when that concealer starts to really set into the wrinkles. So I like to go in there immediately and set it and forget it. We're gonna set the forehead. Sweep all that excess powder as I normally do off. And now we're gonna need to go in and set the rest of the face, which will be this area here. And we're gonna use a darker powder for this. So in with the Almay Loose Finishing Powder. This is one of my favorite powders. I use it all of the time. It is darker here, so you can tell that it is quite different in color from the under eye. So it does have a little bit of a tan tint to it. So it is gonna kind of give me the effect of having a little bit of bronzer on. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna be trying the L'Oreal Paris Bronze Please. This is in the shade La Terra. So this, I do have a couple of these L'Oreal big pods of bronzer. I love them. They do have a little bit of sparkle. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but I do have a couple of these. This one is newer than the last one. I forget what the other one was. It looked like this, but this is a new line by L'Oreal, which I absolutely love. L'Oreal, they have really stepped up their game and their formulas are so good now. And this one I really enjoy because it gives me a really nice all over bronzy look. So we're gonna go in with this to start. Well, this pan is humongous, so you're going to get a lot of product with this. Doing a really good job at bronzing up the face. All of the stuff I just did, we're gonna need to kind of clean up the eyes a little bit and add a little bit more eyeshadow to it because I was sort of sweeping all my products on my face where sometimes you tend to sweep some of the eyes off. So we're gonna go back in with grab a little bit more of that gold. We're just gonna touch it up a little bit. Grab a little of that gold and sort of touch it up, make it stand out more. Too, another thing I noticed with this palette is that it's there's not a lot of fallout. So you don't get a lot of kickback with these shadows, which is another thing that I absolutely love. That now we're gonna we're gonna use a smaller brush and we're gonna dip right back into this purple, the darker one, the Live in Lavish. And we're gonna touch up the end here. Got that touched up. I'm thinking I want to go in with my Megawatts palette. Literally like one of my favorite palettes in the whole wide world. This is her. It's called Megawatts. It's by Clean Color. And I got this palette off of a website called Shop Miss A, I think. Shop Miss A. It is a pretty much a website that sells a lot of they sell a lot of the AOA Studio makeup, and then they have this Clean Watts brand, and they sell the big sponges too that are awesome that I have a few of. These sponges right here, they get really big. They're very smooth, or what do you call it? They're very fluffy, and they apply your makeup really nice, but they don't soak up a lot of product. So this palette is like literally one of my favorite palettes in the whole wide world because I use it to kind of go over, it's like a topper. I use them as toppers to my eyeshadows, and you can tell they're very sparkly and just beautiful. And I mean, that's the name Megawatts. It's gonna give you like a nice, like amplify whatever color you have underneath. So I was thinking that I'm gonna go in with this really cool gold sparkly color over top of the gold that I already have on. So for that, I'm gonna use one of these flat brushes here. This is my Morphe brush. This is the perfect brush to really get in there. So you're just gonna grab a little bit of that, and then I'm just gonna go over top. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. It's gonna really amplify the look. I go in with my bronzer. And today we're gonna use the Hoola by Benefit. This is another one of my favorite bronzers in the whole wide world because it is very blendable and it warm toned color. Well, it's kind of cool tone in a way, but once you get it on your face, it's actually more of a warm tone. And before we go in, and that is this, applying this Maybelline Superstay all day or 16-hour full coverage powder. It is a pressed powder. It's technically a foundation, but I use it as an under eye powder because it brightens up the under eyes and then all of the areas that you already highlighted, like the forehead and the chin. So I use this kind of as like a second step to my powder, my setting powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in there with this under the eyes with my smaller brush here, just to kind of make the under eyes pop. Because I do have a, you know, like a full eyeshadow look where I do want to emphasize the eyes. So what better way to do that than by amplifying the under eye area. It really does a good job at brightening. And you only need a little bit. A little goes a long way with this stuff. I use this as an under eye powder. I've never used it as a foundation. Obviously it's too light for my skin tone, but I really, really like how it brightens everything up. So again, we're gonna go in with the Hoola. We're gonna go in with a smaller brush, which I do have a favorite. Which would be this guy right here. It's called RT. And I mentioned this in another video. I actually got this from Walmart. I was traveling one day and for some really strange reason, I forgot to bring my, I brought every brush except my contour brush. And so I needed to stop somewhere quick and get one. And I was like, okay, I'll try this one. And surprisingly, it's been like my favorite brush to contour with since then. So I love this one. Now that we've got that contoured, I do want to sort of contour the bottom of my chin area. Got that done. Next step, I think we are gonna go ahead and do the rest of the eyes before we go in with the highlight and the setting spray, mascara, and lipstick. So we have a few more steps here. Finish up the eyes, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this really pretty purple liner in the waterline. This is by LA Girl, and it's called the Neon Lip Liner. I guess it's a lip liner. I had no idea it was a lip liner. I thought it was an eyeliner, but hey, there are no rules. So I'm gonna use it for the under eye waterline. We have the under eye liner. We're gonna go ahead and put some eyeshadow under the eyes as well. So I'm thinking we're gonna go in kind of with the same colors that we did the top eyeshadow with, which we're gonna go in again with this really pretty pink called New Money, this pinky here. Sweep some of that excess powder off. The pink, we're gonna go in with the purple, but I would like to go in with a smaller brush for the purple, which will be this cool little Morphe and Jacqueline brush from their collection. And we're gonna go in with this Living Lavish Beautiful purple again. Together? I think so. Got the under eye purple. I kind of want to go in there too and put a little bit of that gold on the bottom inner corner. So we're gonna go in with another little tiny little brush. And for this, I do want to wet it a little bit. So I'm going to use my NYX Bear With Me Prime and Set Spray. And I do want to wet this because I do want to amplify that gold under the eyes as well. And really see that gold popping now. So I'm really pleased with how this is coming out. Like everything so far. These colors are really playing well together. Like I didn't really have any issues. Actually, I didn't have any issues at all with blending, because sometimes with palettes, some colors don't always play well together where they don't mix well and they start to get patchy, and I think it's something to do with the formula. But with these, it was seamless. I didn't have any issues. So I'm very pleasantly surprised. I mean, that's expected though. I never have any issues with Too Faced products. I literally, every single product that I've tried from them, I've loved. I just can't say anything negative about them in general. So I am very happy. That is a trusted brand. I do trust them completely. And now we're gonna go ahead and do the top liner. So today, because we're kind of going with the purple look, I thought it'd be appropriate to try this purple liner finally. So it's gonna look like a black, but it's purple. It literally is dark, but technically it is a purple liner, but it sort of looks black once you put it on. But I thought, hey, we're already going for the purple look, so we might as well do the purple liner to go with it. Not wing out the liner out very far because I am going to be putting on falsies, and I don't want to take away from that really beautiful purple smoky eye. So I just short line here. I didn't wing it out like I normally would. Again, I don't want to take away from the really pretty aesthetic of the gold and the purple. So we're going to go ahead and do the lashes. And then after the lashes, we're going to quick do the brows. And then I think highlight and lipstick and setting spray would be the final steps. I went ahead and put on the falsies, and as you can tell, I also went ahead and did the brows. So for the falsies, I am wearing the Kiss Naked Drama. So this is what they look like. They definitely are dramatic. So you can tell they are very bushy, but they're beautiful. I'm liking them. I'm digging them. And then for the eyebrows, I, of course, went in with my Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat. So I love this. This is what it looks like. It's my favorite pencil. Officially, I am calling it my favorite pencil because literally every time I'm wearing it, my eyebrows look really good. It's very easy to use and it doesn't muddy anything. So if I didn't carve my brows or anything, I just filled them in because I didn't feel like I really needed to. I just wanted to fill them in today. I didn't want to do the whole, you know, carving today. I just wanted to really just fill in the brows, and I just love this brow pencil for that reason because it does a really good job at filling them in, and it just has, I got the perfect color, so it matches my real hairs very well. So yeah, so I did that, and then I also went in and got the bottom lashes. I did one coat with my e.l.f. Big Mood mascara. So this is a brand new one that I'm currently trying, and I like it so far. At first, I wasn't really sure if I liked it because it is a thicker wand, as you can tell, and I am not a fan of those because they are so big. It's sometimes just really hard to get in those really small hair areas. So I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like it, but I actually noticed that it does a wonderful job at separating the lashes. As you can tell, it really does separate the lashes very beautifully, even though it's so thick. Personally, I like the smaller ones, but this is actually not bad. So far, so good. All right, so now that we have that, step for us would be the blush. So I am going to be putting on the Butter Blush here by Physicians Formula. I have tried this one a couple times and I like it. It's a very pretty color. So yeah, I recommend it. I do like the color selections that they have. And I'm going to go in with my favorite blush brush, this tapered brush here. Excuse me. And I'm just gonna get the high areas of the cheekbone because I do have pretty high cheekbones and I do like that. So I'm gonna emphasize that a little bit in my blush here. Do a little bit higher. That is just a really cute pinky blush. Putting on this NYX Bear With Me Prime Set Refresh and or Prime Set and Refresh, and it's an 8-hour setting spray. So we're gonna go ahead and try this. This is what it looks like. And refreshing on the face. It is a very fine mist, so I do like that, and it feels so refreshing. And I think this is gonna really help marry just all of my makeup together and make it look like it's all like one piece. It's gonna really melt everything and make it look good. So I do like this spray, and it does feel really good on the face. I think we have pretty much everything except the lipstick now. So now we're gonna pick a lipstick, and I'm trying to think here. Because this is a heavier eye, I am thinking maybe we should go in with a, like a more of a nude lipstick, because anytime I have a heavier eye, I do like to kind of make that the focal point and then do a nude lip. So today, and I don't know if I want to do a liner either today. I think I'm looking at this really pretty L'Oreal Paris. This is the packaging and it is in the shade Toasted Almond. And I love this lipstick. Now, the only problem with it is it did kind of break on me the first time that I got it, which I was a little bummed about, but it doesn't at all affect how beautiful it is. See, it is a very beautiful mocha toasted almondy look. So I think I'm gonna wear this one today, and I'm not gonna do a lip liner. I'm just gonna go straight in. But like I said, it kind of broke on me like right away. I don't know if it came like that or if I, while I was putting it on, it kind of just bent. So that's one thing that I don't like about drugstore lipsticks, is I notice that happens often. I have another one here too where I think that happened too. Or I think when I open the package, it kind of like looks like this in the packaging, the little bottle, the little top of it kind of stuck onto the lid. But this is a beautiful packaging. This one's from Makeup Revolution, and it broke the first day I got it. So I guess I don't like really sometimes the quality of these drugstore lipsticks, but like the packaging, but the actual lipsticks are absolutely stunning. And you'll see this is a beautiful color. That really pretty toasted almond color. So there's that. And I think the only thing I'm missing is the highlight. I accidentally forgot the highlight before I did the setting spray. But I'm not really sure that we need highlight because, again, I really want the focal point of my full look to be the eyes. And oftentimes when I do a full eyeshadow look like this one, I kind of steer away from the highlight because I feel like that kind of takes away a little bit from the overall eyes. So I'm okay with not wearing highlight today. So I think we're good. We are all done. I think I'll let my hair down. But I did really enjoy every single product. Once again, these are some of my staple products. So I use a lot of these products often because I know that they're good products, and I also try a lot of new products. So often in my videos, you'll see that I'm trying new products for the first time. I'm always open to trying new things. And for me personally, I don't think it matters how much you spend on an item. I mean, you could spend $30 on a primer, or you can spend $5 on a primer at the drugstore, and they could both perform so beautifully. So I am not one that's going to review products based off of what the cost is. I have always said if the product is good, it's just good. It doesn't really matter what it costs. So really enjoy trying new things no matter what they look like, the packaging, the cost, or any of that. I'm just a beauty Mongol, beauty obsessed person that will try literally anything at least once. So you guys, I hope that this is the finished look. I'm really, really liking these colors together. I hope that you like them also. I really recommend that you try this Too Faced palette because it has the most beautiful colors, and it literally every single color is beautiful. Excuse me, they go well together, and as you just look beautiful on the eyes. So give this video a huge thumbs up. Comment, please. I would love to hear from all of you. Subscribe and give me feedback. I'm always open to feedback. I hope you guys love this video, and I'm so excited to share with you more looks. So bye.